Hello and welcome back to my road to completion guide for Resident Evil 2. We're now in episode 19. Hopefully episode 18 went really well for you guys. If you had any questions, again, just leave them down in the comments and I'll answer them for you guys. This will be the last episode in Claire's A campaign. Once we get into episode 20, we'll be back with Leon in his B campaign. And of course, then we'll be playing the game on hardcore mode. And of course, when that happens, I'll come back in and do full commentary for that entire playthrough for you guys. Let's talk about this episode. You are going to be, let me count them up for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more collectibles in this episode. Again, everything is timestamped below. And just to give you guys a frame of reference, by the time I get to the last save point in the game, I have roughly 11,000 steps or so. I think I have 10,000 steps before there's 2 bosses left to finish out the game, two of the main bosses. Before the first boss, I have 10,000, and before the last boss, I have 11,000. If that gives you guys any idea of how many steps I'm gonna have by the time I finish, that's where we're gonna be at. And in terms of my time, before the first boss fight, I have 1 hour and 40 minutes on the clock, and then the second boss fight, I have 1 hour and 50 minutes. Hour and 51 minutes to be exact. So that gives you guys a lot of leeway there with our time. We talked about that in the previous episode. So just keep that in mind. Again, all that stuff is timestamped below. You can see all my checkups and stuff down there when it comes to my steps and my time. So you guys just enjoy watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Everything should be pretty self-explanatory though. Just use the same weapons I'm using, combine the same stuff I'm combining in my inventory, so forth and so on. You guys will be fine. And then I will come back in for the last 2 boss fights, show you guys how to pop some more trophies, and then we'll be heading into Leon's B campaign on hardcore. Hopefully you guys enjoy. See you in a few.
Looks like the only way forward. Son of a bitch. the orphanage. Hang on, Sherry. Hello? I have the pendant! Sherry? Sherry, are you here? Sherry? Where are you? Claire! Sherry? I'll be right there! Go, go, go! Claire! It's behind you! Don't stop! Hurry! Keep going. Sherry's father? Sherry? Can you hear me? Now I'm gonna smell like shit. Literally. Cable car. Here? Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there. right, Sherry. On my way. Known you wouldn't die. Have I got a surprise for you? I'm so sorry, Sherry. This is taking forever. Ned said her lab's not far. Wait, that cable car. Hold on, Sherry. You're gonna be fine. Almost there, Sherry. We're almost there. Good. The cable car. Okay. Better check everything. There's no turning back.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors. Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit. Our menu is designed for your nutritional needs using our latest biological research. Please enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods. Dr. Lee, your presence is urgently requested. By Chief Cartwright. In the east area. Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity. Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You had 5 new messages.
Whew. Damn. Should have packed my part. Rika.
Cooling complete. Dispensing to...
So much for the weed infestation.
Warning. You have dispersed a dangerous solution without authorization. Your actions have been logged, and you may be subject to disciplinary measures.
Oh no. Find that antiviral agent. Thank God. The antiviral agent. Gotta get back to Sherry.
All right, guys, we're about to wrap up Claire's A campaign. We got 2 boss fights. The first boss fight is going to be the exact same boss that we squared off against in Leon's A campaign. You guys remember the one with the 3 eyes? One was on the leg, one was on the shoulder, one was on the back. And then, of course, when you destroyed all those, the enemy took a knee, exposed his chest, gave you the cluster of eyes. It's that same boss. And we're going to beat it virtually the same way. Of course, we have different things in our arsenal this time around with Claire. We're mainly going to use the acid rounds to knock the enemy down for a few seconds, stun it for a bit, and then we'll be able to get our shots on target a little bit easier. You guys know in this difficulty, there's no aim assist like there was in Leon's campaign. That really helped us get on target with the eyeballs. We don't have that this time around, so the acid rounds are going to be a way that we basically close the distance on the enemy for one thing, because you can get right up there on the enemy, pop an acid round, and then pull your gun out, and the eyeball, whether it's on the leg or shoulder or the back, is going to be right in front of your face, right? You can get as close as you want, and that's going to kind of eliminate the issue you're going to have with trying to get on target from a distance, because like I said, you're not going to have aim assist. Notice what I'm also doing here is I'm getting my mixture of herbs together, the green, the red, and the blue. When you have those as one mixture and you use them, you're given defensive properties. There'll be like a green square that shows up in the bottom right hand side of the screen to the right of your ammo with the white shield on it, and that tells you that as long as that exists, you can take a lot of damage before you have to heal again, or at least before the enemy can kill you. So if you get low on health, if you start to redline or whatever, pop one of those mixtures, right? And we've been saving those herbs up the entire time. So pop one of those, get that defense, and then you'll be able to live a lot longer. Also, you'll be able to use those on the final boss as well. So I would highly encourage you guys not to use them all with this first boss, because you will need them for the second boss. But you can definitely use one or so if you need to. One should last you the entire fight, because the defensive property lasts quite a while. Then we'll come through here. We're gonna do the same thing we did before. As soon as it loads us in, we're gonna try to shoot the right leg, or I guess it's his left leg. You're on your right side, and then start trying to go for these eyeballs. Anytime that you use the acid round, make sure that you already have the gun you're gonna use that you want to shoot the eyeballs with. Make sure that you already have that loaded, because you're only going to get about a second or two when he hits a knee to be able to shoot his eyeballs, and you don't want to spend that time reloading your weapon. So anytime you want to shoot an acid round, make sure that you've already reloaded all your other guns, and that you're set up to actually fire on him when you do the acid round. I think some of you guys are going to end up running into that situation where you're going to use an acid round, and then you're going to get up there, you're going to have a great target to shoot at. The eyeball's going to be right there in front of you, and then you're going to spend that time reloading that gun. And I do that a couple times in this playthrough, I think. Or maybe it's another clip. Maybe it's her second playthrough. But that's the worst. You don't want to waste those acid rounds if you're not going to be able to do some damage in return. And then this is something that you guys never really got to see during Leon's campaign, is that the boss will actually try to pick up objects in the area and throw it at your character. We beat the boss so quick in Leon's campaign that we never really got to showcase that. But in this playthrough, you'll definitely see it, because it's going to take you a lot longer to kill the boss, unless you're just a really good shot. Then it won't take you long at all. But I think most of us are not very good at shooting things on with a PlayStation controller, right? Or really any controller. You can always be a lot more precise with your shots on PC. And I'm using the submachine gun to kind of mitigate that for me, because you can kind of shoot first and then aim later, right? That's the good thing about the submachine gun. So I would encourage you guys to use that as well. Also, one thing to remember is you do not want to get rid of all of your grenades or flashbangs, like we did in the first fight with Leon's campaign. If you guys remember, we threw all 3 grenades and that ended up killing the boss. We don't want to do that this time around, because this boss, because the fight's going to take so long to finish, has a jumping attack. And when it jumps at you, it'll put its right leg on your face. And I've never had it complete that attack, because I've always had something to, like a sub weapon to counter him with. But I'm fairly confident that he can probably just kill you at that point, because it looks like he's just going to crush your face. So it might be a one-hit kill. I know the Super Tyrant in Leon's campaign has a one-hit kill move. I'm assuming this enemy would too. Could be wrong. Again, I've never tested it, but I would encourage you guys not to get rid of everything. Like right there, I tossed a grenade, but I still have a flash. That's the reason why I tossed the grenade. If that would have been the only grenade I had, like the only sub weapon I had, I would of course kept it in my inventory. And notice here that I'm trying to get on target as much as I can, because I want to do max damage to the enemy. So I am trying to aim for the eyeballs on the chest. But if I miss, I really don't care. Remember, any damage works here. It's just if you want to get maximum damage, you want to be aiming for the eyeballs. But if you want to shoot it in its arm, its legs, it doesn't matter. You're still doing damage. And you guys should have plenty of handgun ammo to do that with. Anytime it tries to pick something off the wall like this, just get behind some cover, put something in between you and the enemy, and it shouldn't be able to bother you, right? Also, your acid rounds are great for getting out of sticky situations. If you guys remember in Leon's campaign, anytime the boss kind of blocked us in, we would just use a flashbang and just get out of there. You can do the same thing with the acid round. Okay. There's the leaping attack I was telling you guys about. I want to say that's going to kill you, but again, I have not tested it. So, but I feel like that's a pretty dominant position for the enemy to be in. And there's of course the end of it for me. But that's all you got to do, guys. Use your acid rounds, shoot them with whatever you got. And I wouldn't use any more than one herb mixture here. I don't think I used any because I'm so used to the fight. But you definitely want to have, I would say, you at least want to have one herb mixture for the final fight. At least one. But two would probably be, well, I don't know. One might be enough because you guys, you're only going to have about 3 minutes or so to kill the enemy before you hit that 4-minute mark. We have to get that trophy where we have to defeat the final boss with 4+ minutes on the clock. So I think only one would be enough because I think it'll last almost 3 minutes. And it's not like you're going to pop it right when you walk into the room. You're only going to pop it when you get low on health. So I would tell you guys to at least have one and you guys should be fine. Go around the room like you did in Leon's campaign and pick up whatever you need. There's the first aid spray. I brought that up in Leon's campaign. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a first aid spray in this room. And I don't think there was because I think we're playing on assisted difficulty. So it's not there. But in this playthrough and on the hardcore difficulty, there's a F8 spray there if you guys need it. And you don't have to wait until you beat the boss to pick this stuff up, guys. You might need to pick it up during the fight, right? So feel free to do that. Then once you're done, let's take the elevator. You guys remember in Leon's campaign, once we got out here to the main elevator, Ada came out, there was a cutscene, and then we were able to take the main elevator downstairs. And of course, that started our countdown. Not the case with Claire's campaign. You actually have to run back to the north area and hook back up with Sherry. You guys know we dropped her off at the beginning. Once we got down here to the nest facility, we dropped her off on that room on the left. We have to go back and pick her up. And then once we come back here, the elevator will be working. Or we can get on the elevator. There's north area there. We just got to get that purple chip. Right now, we do not have access to that like we did in Leon's campaign. Okay, you can skip this cutscene if you'd like. Okay, get that purple chip. Go ahead and combine it into the wristband. Okay, head back to the main elevator. And now you'll be able to go down the main elevator. The countdown is still not going to start right away though, which is kind of good for us because the elevator ride is... it takes up some time. There's still a little bit more we need to do before we get to a countdown sequence.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Remember, do not run around on this elevator. Don't make any movements because you're still trying to get 14,000 steps or less. You should have plenty of steps to spare, but some of you guys might be pushing the limit. It's kind of the reason why I planned the route this way. I knew that this will be the best time to not have a lot of ammo here because, you know, if you're playing on hardcore difficulty, then the enemy has more health. And we still need to turn that run into kind of a speed run too, right? To beat that time limit. So I knew that you guys are probably going to be low on ammo when you got to this stage. And I'm even going to show you here in a second that I run completely out of ammo except for handgun ammo. And then I'm going to show you guys how to utilize the combat knife to kind of nullify that stalemate that you guys might think that you're in if you got to this point in the game. By the way, there's another F8 spray right here to your right. I'm going to show you guys how that works. So I kind of been planning this one the whole time. I knew you guys would be low on ammo. And I said, well, I got to have a way for them to beat this enemy if they're out of ammo. And it turns out that the combat knife is the trick. Again, set up a save so you guys can lock in the countdown exactly where it is now. There's my steps, 11,218. So a lot of room to spare there. And then 1 hour and 51 minutes, a lot of room to spare there. And you'll notice what I do here. Just going to get rid of all the stuff that I do not need. Make sure that you have at least one combat knife. It needs to be the combat knife with the most health, obviously, so it'll last longer. And then I'm putting on the spark shot just because I have room for it. I don't really need it. I do, I think I get one shot on target with this boss. But the next two that I shoot don't give me the prompt to do the damage. You guys know you can hold down the R2 button and do extra damage. I didn't really get those prompts. I still don't really know why. I don't know if it was user error or just the game trolling me. But I didn't get a chance to shoot him with the final two shots. But again, not necessary. All you guys need here is a combat knife, okay? And the minigun, which you guys will pick up in a second, and you'll be good. Notice the timer started when the elevator, when the sequence started there with the elevator when Sherry got on. You guys remember this room, Mr. X actually showed up in Leon's campaign, and we had to run around this room and get rid of him. Not really gonna happen this time around. You're gonna have the little plant zombie enemies that are gonna show up. Make sure that you interact with this door though. Go up to the door, press X. Sherry's gonna climb around and open it from the other side, but you have to buy her some time. I wanna say it's about 30 seconds here, give or take. There's always gonna be one that drops there. Remember, you're just aiming for those gold sacks hanging off the skin, right? And you do the same thing to this one. If you've got 2 acid rounds, that should be enough to hold these guys at bay until she's able to unlock the door for you. Boom and boom. And it should open any second. There it is. So it's, I don't know. I don't know what time. I don't know what the time was when she first went in there, but I want to say it's about 30 seconds. So okay, it's about 8:35 on the clock right now. Gonna be a zombie up here on fire. Just shoot it a few times. You don't have to shoot it anywhere specific. I think 2 or 3 shots is enough for it to fall over. And this will all be new to you guys. Now there's gonna be another storage box up here on the left. I'll show it to you in case you guys want to stock up on more health or anything like that. See it right there in the corner behind the forklift. I want to show that to you guys. You will need 2 open slots right here because you have to get the joint plug, very similar to when we went through the game with Leon. It's up here on the right. And that'll automatically give you guys enough slots to be able to get the minigun. That also takes up 2 spaces. Okay, and you won't need the grenade launcher. Although, if you have it, if you have some flame rounds handy or something like that, that's just going to help you guys. But I tried to make it to where I could show you how to do this if you didn't have a lot of ammo. Okay, then to the right is going to be the minigun. This is going to give you 400 rounds of ammunition, but trust me, it will not be enough. I think if you were able to hit the critical points on this enemy, which is the eyeballs, maybe with every one of the shots, you could probably kill it, but chances are most of you guys out there are not going to be able to. There's the first shot, by the way. That one connected. Okay, and then the second, the next 2, watch this. I hit him, holding down R2, nothing happened. I don't know, maybe that was something I was doing wrong, but like I said, it really doesn't matter either way. See the eyeballs there? And then you're just trying to shoot all those. Again, you don't actually have to shoot them. You can shoot any part of his body, but you're just going to be doing less damage. But I'll show you guys how to get rid of that problem by the time we get to the end of this. And notice right now that I am trying to be a little bit more strategic. I'm kind of walking backwards, and then when I feel like he's going to push me, I kind of run around the train and try to get a little bit of cover. You want to do that, obviously. But once he hits you, like right now he's going to hit me. I'm redlining, so watch this. Boom, I'm going to throw them herbs on right quick. Okay? Make sure it's all 3, red, blue, and green. And then now I'm just standing in front of this fool. Like, what you going to do? You know what I mean? I know the more that I hit him, the more he stuns. And then even if he hits me, I mean, I didn't even get a caution sign right there in my health. Because I got see the bottom right-hand corner there, the green box with the shield. I'm good, right? I mean, that's 2 hits right there, and I'm just reading caution right now. And normally, the first time he hit me, I was already in red line. So, taking way more shots. I'm just standing in front of him, doing a lot of damage. Go ahead and use an herb. And then, you'll see that I've only got 40 shots left. Still got about 6 minutes, 5 seconds. Remember, you got to do this 4+ minutes on the clock. Gonna be out of ammo here in a second, and I'll show you how to take this fool out super quick. If you guys run out of ammo. If you don't, guys, just wail on him. You know, if you've got ammo, use it. But if you run out, I'll show you what to do. Switch to a flashbang. You don't even have to switch to a flashbang, really. Just walk up to this fool and start knifing him. Notice that when the knife slashes through his eyeball cluster, it hits every single eyeball. See all that? You just absolutely wreck this fool with the combat knife. So if you run out of ammo, that is a trick. Heck, even if you got ammo, once you use your herbs and you get the defensive properties, I would just roll up there and knife that fool with or without ammo, because you'll do a ton of damage. Now, once he starts crawling toward you like that, he's going to be a lot slower. I wouldn't get up in his face then, because as he crawls, he's going to be hitting you with his claws, and that's not good. That's going to get you the trophy with time to spare. And if you guys have done everything correct in this playthrough with your steps and all the other stuff like that, you'll be able to pop the rest of these trophies. You can skip this final cutscene. There's our results. Standard difficulty, 1 hour and 57 minutes. Lots of saves, but you guys did get your S ranking. There's the trophy Heroine emerges. And then Sizzling Scarlet Hero, that's that trophy. And you get one more, a small carbon footprint. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Be good.
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate.